Okay, Mike Masato, CEO of Staff Driven Dental and the Dental Road Warrior, returning for episode 76 in the series. So this kind of video was inspired by my week that I just completed. I'm doing this on a Friday here on the road, and I'm trying to get some peace and some center myself, my chakras after this week. Because the way we do our coaching, and I can't speak for what other companies do out there, I know how we do it. You know, myself and my coaches, we're intimately connected with a lot of people. And I would say at any given time, you know, we're coaching 40, 50 offices at a time or more on different programs to help them to success. And it's the way we go about doing it. We are intimately connected with people, and we are closely tied to offices. We get to know, you know, personalities and doctors and quirks and, you know, and mentalities and all kinds of things up close and personal. So, you know, we don't just walk in and walk out or have a phone call disappear. We're working with them very closely. And you get to learn a lot of interesting things. And one of the things I want to speak about today is about resistance. You know, and resistance to what? Resistance to change, resistance to getting help, resistance to having coaching. And one of the most fascinating things that I don't understand, you know, that I try to show people when this happens is, why would you invest money, time, resources in your life when you say that you come to someone, like you want to invite someone into your life for help, and you say you want help, and you act like you want help, and you do all the right things, you know, to indicate you want help. You pay for something, for example, put a lot of money out. You're not going to pay money out if you're really not going to want help. And then you find out what help entails, right? Help entails that we have to confront things, and we have to change things, and I have to get out of my comfort zone, and I have to take a look at myself, which is the hardest thing in the world to look at. And then when that starts to happen, resistance starts to set in. Oh, this is what it's going to take to change. This is what I'm going to have to do. This is what I'm going to have to further invest. Yeah, that's how it all goes. And you know, I know we don't always know what we're getting ourselves into in these things, all right? But it's a journey, you know, and life's a journey too. You know, practices, you don't know sometimes what practice is going to throw at you and what's going to happen to you in practice. It just happens, you know. But I can tell you, in a coaching relationship, when the things are going to happen in a positive way, and it's not always a straight line. I think we get there. Sometimes there's hurdles to get over. We got to go around things, through things, whatever. We have to endure and persevere, you know, to get through these kind of things. But at the end of the day, there's a method to our madness. There is a method to the way a coach comes into your life and does things. They know, you know, they're standing from the outside looking in. They're helping you take an undistorted, rational look at what's stopping you to try to get it handled and resolved, right? So why resist and fight this? If you bring people in to help, and they're well-intentioned, and they're good people, which I know myself and my people are, why resist help? You have to look at this, okay? This is a deficiency. If you have this going on, this is a block to yourself in life and practice. If you are going to fight and resist change, even if it's for the better or help, or, you know, present that you happen to think you know it better, you know, or more effectively than we do. It doesn't make any sense. You bring in experts to do this. If you could have done it yourself before successfully, you would have done it already. Okay? You can't hire someone after the fact and say, oh, okay, you know, I know it now. I always knew this, and I know it better than you, so I'm not going to do it your particular way. That makes no sense. You know, I always use the analogy, you know, if you're watching this, if you have a patient in your chair, you know, and you're recommending treatment to the patient, they're saying, you know, yes, I get it, but, you know, I want to do it my way. I think I have a better way of doing it. I read something on Google or whatever, you know, online, you know, this is why I should do it. And they're telling you they know what's best, you know, what's better in terms of dental treatment. You should be looking at them like they got two heads. Why? Because you're the dentist, you're the expert. You have the thousands of hours of training and expertise. You know what's best, or at least you should know, all right? Doesn't mean you're flawless. There is an outside chance. It may not go perfectly well, but 99.9% of the time, you got this thing down. You know what it is. You know what needs to be done. Guess what? It's the same thing with your coaching. It's the same thing. And when I get resistance and pushback, or my coaches do, I just shake my head, because you don't sometimes realize that you're doing it. You know, and that's a blind spot that you really got to get over, because this is what's holding you back in life. These barriers you put there to allow to yourself help, to allow change. You know, it's very easy to keep things the same. You know, that's the number one thing that stops you in life, the urge to want to keep it all the same. I get it. You know, but the rationale that I hear, you know, and really, and I know me personally, and people that know me that are watching this video, you know, there's nobody out there that can give me resistance, that they're going to give me a better reason that they should be the way they are than better, you know, and try to fight me on this whole thing, because there's no logical things, there's no logical way you can come up with, you know, that for irrationality. Trying to justify the illogical is never going to work. Like for example, I was talking to a client recently who doesn't want to pay staff. They want to pay $12, $13, $10 an hour everybody across the board. And I always say you get what you pay for. And you can hire staff like that are unskilled and unqualified, but you get what you pay for. And you think you're saving money. And it's keeping overhead and payroll down. And meanwhile, the practice is hemorrhaging money out the door because we have unqualified, untalented, untrained, unknowledgeable people when it comes to the field. And I see this all the time. Here's an example of fighting and then telling me, well, we can't hire people because, other people will feel bad if they find out they're making more money. Who says that they all have to find out they're making more money in the practice? And it is a merit system. Not everybody makes the same money in life. There are people that deserve to make more money than other people. But this is the kind of stuff that I hear sometimes, Or we will coach people on how doctors and how they lead and how they be with people. And then we'll get phone calls from crying staff or upset staff that the doctor was yelling and screaming and swearing and ranting and raving. Why? What problem are you trying to solve by doing this, doc? If you're doing this, do you think staff's going to relate to this? They're not. Okay? They're going to dislike you, and they're not going to go to bat for you, and they're not going to make you have numbers, and then they're going to be gone. Okay? Because you don't take care of them or don't treat them the right way. Right? But again, this is some examples of this kind of stuff that I hear all the time. Making emotional decisions out of fear and out of anger. You never make good decisions out of fear or out of anger. That's why you want to check in with your coach before you make rash, snap judgments about things as well. But this is part of coaching. Learning about yourself, learning about your strengths and your weaknesses and your personality. We all have them. No one's flawless, right? But the true gift in life is to be able to see yourself as other people see you, and wanting to be okay with seeing that. I know it's tough to have that mirror of self-analysis held up to you. I get it. But at what cost? The relationships, what is it costing you? And the offices that I see, so many practices that I'm working with these days on a revolving door policy of staff, in and out, they don't like it, they can go. Yeah, at what cost to you if that's the mentality? And then you get a reputation. I got doctors that we can't even hire for it because their reputation precedes them in town, in the area. No one wants to work there. It gets out. It's a small dental community. And that's what happens. Do you really want to have that reputation about yourself out there? And what does your patients think when there's always some new face at the front desk or a new person in the hygiene room or new patient assisting all the time? What do they think of what's going on in this place? You don't consider that as well too. And remember, every dollar flows to your team. Every dollar. They make or break you every day. So it would make sense that the most important thing would be to make sure they're well taken care of, well trained, well coached, and you are not in the way of it. But going back to the whole theme of this video, why resist? Ask yourself, if you think something is wrong about your coaching or somebody's telling you a wrong thing, give your coach a logical, specific, justified reason as to why you think so. And then you can have a dialogue about it, and then a good coach will accept a counter offer, whatever you have to say. That's all it is. It's a dialogue about things. But the whole idea of coaching is to, again, have you look at things a certain way that you may be missing and not seeing. Because if you could have seen it before, you would have done it, or you would have done it differently. You'd be in a different place right now. Okay? So ask yourself, is the way my practice is right now, is it working? Okay? The way it is, or what I've done so far is it working? If the answer is no, okay, then maybe I need an expert, I need somebody else to basically show me the way, and I got to kind of surrender to it. And I tell you, the most successful clients I have are the ones that say, you know what, I'm in, whatever you tell me, I'm an open book, clean slate, I'll do it. I surrender to it. I'm just going to go along with it. I'm not going to fight it. I'm not going to resist it. Whatever you tell me to do, I'm in and I'm going to do it. Great. Those are the ones that skyrocket to success all the times. And then there's the ones that fight it, no pun intended, tooth and nail the entire way for whatever reason. Again, and because they have whatever block they have when it comes to this kind of thing. And again, being coachable, that's the block too, that resistance. If you say, yeah, I'm coachable or whatever. I had a doctor who started my program not too long ago, who told me point blank, I can tell you right now before I start this program, the biggest problem is going to be me. He admitted it right to my face. It's going to be me the entire time. Okay, great. I thought that's an epiphany. That's fantastic if you think it's going to be you. We can work with that because you have an awareness. We'll do something about it. The question is, how much is this doctor going to learn since this program started about, if you say it's going to be you, and yes, true, and sure as hell true, it's been him the entire way through the entire process, causing the biggest at the top. Staff's been on board, him fighting it tooth and nail, making it difficult and challenging in the practice. All right. So yeah, good that you articulate those things, but do you really mean it? Do you really mean that you know it's you and you know that you need to get out of the way of it and you're open to getting coaching and finding why that might be hurting you? You know, because like I said, at what cost? Here's the thing: life, dentistry practice, isn't it challenging enough that you have to be in a situation where you're surrounded by people that are supposed to be on your side, helping you, whether it's your coaches, your staff, you know, whoever, and you're going to make life difficult on them. You're gonna get in the way of them and put up resistances and barriers to them helping you get where you need to be and have a better life. Okay, so if things are challenging for you and difficult, take a look around, take a look at yourself to start off with. Because as I said, if you're gonna bring coaching like me into your life, resistance is futile. As I said before, it's not gonna happen, because you know what? It's a matter of intention, and whoever has the greatest intention is going to win. Usually, my intention to have people be successful wins out in the end. But again, if you want to fail and you really truly want to, you will. You know, I use the analogy of, you know, if you ever try to save a drowning man who doesn't want to be saved, okay, you're going under with him, right? So look, don't be that guy. You know, be the one that cannot be in the way of it and not resist and fight change, especially, okay, when you're investing to bring that into your life. All right, there's my rant, my rave, and my words of wisdom for episode 76. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please share these videos. I'll be back before you know it with another episode. And again, thanks for watching.